Hello once again. We are here at the Quittaphilla Creek Nature Park, which is maintained by the Friends of Old Annville. We talked about them in an earlier video because we decided to do some new series on Pennsylvania's rail stations. We'll look at the map here in a second. I just want a quick walk over here. It's been a while since we did a I guess we'll go back and get that later because this is actually a bridge. Been a while since we did a marching video. Did a little bit of hiking, go to some of the nature park. I know Cliff has done a number of videos, I think, on here in the searching for history. We actually stopped here first. This is the Quittaphilla Creek. Get the finger out of there. Freddie was in the way again. It's a beautiful creek. I had filmed a couple times when I first started the channel doing some mowing down in Kilns, which is not real far down from here. Just love the sound of water. Really is a pretty creek. I may actually go back to the sign because I honestly have never hiked here before. So I sort of want to know what I'm in for, but this is a pretty little bridge here. So I'm going to quick pause the video and we're going to quick go over there and see what this is all about. Alright, so here is the Quittie Nature Park. They have down there Friends of Old Annville. I think what we're going to try to do, this is where we are right here. We're going to take the trail here. I want to try to go to this Quarry Pond if possible. And I do want to take you over to the historic lime kilns. We're not going to try to do anything more because I believe down here is the area that I had done stuff. We also did Woodside Court, mowed that as well, but there's a bunch of trails all throughout here. So at some point we'll do some more of those, but I don't want to push it too much, and it is really cold. The camera does not hold well with the cold, nor do I. So we're going to march down through here. We're going to see if we can get down there, great. If not, and I also got to just see how I'm handling because I haven't really done much of this stuff. Apparently there was a mill here at one point. This is the site of Limestone Grist mill built in 1831. Adapted for use by Annville Lime Company in 1901 or 1908, destroyed by a fire in 1911. That was pretty common that happened. This is where a mill was. I think we're going to take... Let me quick go back and look at that sign, just quick. Because I don't think we want to take the one along the creek. I think we want to take this one on the left. My memory is horrible. Yeah, so... Yep, we want to go up on the left. and that'll take us where we basically want to go. Hopefully we can get over, because that's Quarry Pond. Sounds like that'd be cool. So let's take this trail on the left. Like I said, I definitely want to do a lot more things like this, because just nice being out in nature, breathing the fresh air. And it's nice that I'm finally able to start doing stuff like this again, because I haven't been able to do it for a long time, just because of how my health was and all that good stuff. Yeah, I originally wasn't planning on filming today. It's quite cold. I wonder if that's some stone from the old mill. Some of it looks somewhat shaped. Hoping if the battery holds, I want to get out to Christ Lutheran Church in Belgrove, do a little bit of filming there. Because had gone out the other day, but it didn't work out so phenomenal. Got some nice pictures, but this thing just, battery goes down really, really quick in colder weather, which hopefully I can wind up getting, excuse me. Still having trouble with this cough with the lisinopril thing. Got the creek running right over there. But say it's going to be a couple months yet until that's hopefully gone and I don't have to worry about that anymore. As I certainly do not enjoy the cough. But I got to get my other camera, the new one, going, because I have an extra battery that I have with it, and I shouldn't have these types of issues anymore. Hey, look, there's a chipmunk. Oh, there's a bird, sorry. Looks like a chickadee. Not sure if you can see him there. It's on the log. Sitting there right on the log. There's a whole bunch of birdies out here. I always enjoyed let's see what we can see over here. I don't think it's that big of it. That might be the pond over there. Really not sure. Definitely, like I said, I want to come back here when it's not so cold. I can actually enjoy being out here. Because I will admit, not that I ever was like thrilled by the cold, but my fibromyalgia makes it real uncomfortable. Age and all that kind of stuff. Not that I'm old or anything like that, but it does make a difference. I definitely want to show you those lime kilns. When Cliff and I did that searching for history, Annville, we actually went up to them, and lime kilns, they were important for burning the lawn. They used that to put on the fields and different things like that. I do not think we're going to be going down through there, as much as I'd like to go, I don't need to fall. I've had enough fun over the last year. I prefer not to contribute to more sarcastic fun. There are a whole slew of trails up here. Get to know this a little bit better and then take you exactly where we want to go. Like I said, I've been out here a couple times, but I never really went out on the trails. So, like I said, Cliff has a couple of videos that he did out here on the trails, because I think there's another bridge somewhere. I think we're coming up right behind the lime kilns. So this will be somewhat of a short journey, but honestly, that's probably all I can handle at this stage. I think this is the lime kilns right here. I think. It might not be. No, it's not. It's down a little ways yet. Because they're up on top of above the first parking lot. I don't even know, maybe this wasn't even a trail. Just walking randomly through the woods. And it looks like it continues. So this would be sort of a bad representation of what Quittie Nature Park has to offer. This is coming back here without knowing fully where I was going or what I was doing. Just enough to be dangerous to my own health. Sort of stuff is going like off in every single direction here. That trail there takes you down to the pond, but we're not going to do that. Oop. I wonder if this is. Let's go and quick look where this goes. I think we want to be down a little further. Might be wrong. Because if I can approach the lime kilns from the top, that'd be better ultimately for me. I think we're not quite down far enough. Ow! Oh, that hurt. I think we're done. Sheesh, yeah, we're done. I'm alright. I just slipped on a couple sticks there. My back is still like really messed up. So I don't really want to mess with this too much because I gotta be careful. I pinch a nerve in my back and it hurts. Oh, one of these days I might be normal. We're gonna. Hey everybody, so I wanted to come back here to Quittaphilla or Quittie Nature Park. I had slipped down that hill a little bit. I am completely okay. It just sort of freaked me out a little bit and it pinched my back. I have a nerve, because my foot not sitting level, it sort of sits on an angle, everything sort of shoots out. I have a nerve that's pinched. It's not the sciatic nerve, it's just another nerve like between the second and third vertebrae. It just pinches and oh, it hurts. So I slipped, I guess, on like some twigs or something like that, because I was trying to keep the camera up, because in the past in my videos I sort of pay more attention to what I'm doing walking wise, and the camera had a tendency to shoot down, and you got a lot of nice views of the ground, and so I was trying not to do that, and I wasn't probably paying attention as much as I should have to the ground, and I'm okay. So I don't want anybody to worry about it. It was just one of those things there in the moment. It looked worse than it was. It just pinched my back really bad and sort of hurt. So one of the first businesses that the town of Annville was known for, Andrew Miller, who was the primary founder of Annville, because it was originally called Millerstown. I believe it was like 1740s or 1750s when he was founded, which we'll go over that sometime. But anyways, when he founded it, he started a mill, which still stands today, which is really, really quite cool. Charles Reigel, or not Charles, I'm sorry, Abram Reigel. It might have even been Abraham. I think it was Abraham Reigel. And I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that exactly correctly, because he was a French Huguenot, so it probably has a Reigel. But you also had then Adam Ulrich, who he was north of town. His original homestead is actually owned by Lebanon Valley College and used, I believe, as their facilities management building now, but it was actually used as, it wasn't an official French and Indian fort, but it was used as like a, you know, local community sort of safe place. And they actually had, you can see still to the day, they have where you could shoot the rifles out from the ground level floor. So it's sort of neat that you have the architecture with that still exists in that Lebanon Valley College. Instead of tearing it down, they actually kept it up, because they have a couple homesteads that are from quite famous people. The Kreiderheim, which is actually, I believe, the president of the college's home. That's north of the college as well, and it'd be on the western side of 934, behind the baseball fields. But anyways, they had one of the things that Andrew Miller did is, which was essential back then when you start a town, is to start a quarry. And they have a lot of limestone in this area, because my friend Ralph always jokes about Palmyra, which is right down the road, is the sinkhole capital of the world. Like, you have to have sinkhole, like that type of insurance, because there's so many like caves and everything that are working under the town. But that's because of the limestone. The stuff just sort of gets run out with the water. But one of the things they have, like here, they have Bachmann's Mill, which is right down the road, which I didn't know why this was called Bachmann's Road, but it's because of the original Bachmann's mill, which was down here, which burnt down in the teens. But I'll turn the camera down around in a second here. They had lime kiln, and you'll be able to see the stonework, and then we'll make a little march up there, because I'm feeling up to it, and we'll take a look down in, because they put the limestone down in and burn it, and you get lime out of it, and they'd use that for like the fields and several other different uses as well. But a lot of the first homes were made of limestone, like the Beaver House and the mill that Andrew Miller made. That's, you know, and there was another mill that was owned by Abraham Reigel, that's over on 934, or as they call it, Oak Street, which is south of town. And a number of homes, like the mansion that he made for himself, and then I believe there was the mill keeper, or the manager, or whatever you want to call him, across the street. That's also a limestone house. But yeah, it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna stop this, turn it around, and we're gonna take a peek up at these lime kilns. So if you look up there, you can actually see some of the stonework. I guess at a time, these things had basically been filled in with people's trash, and then Friends of Old Annville came in here, I guess, like Lebanon Valley College and some of the students from Annville, Cleona, the local school, came in here, and they went and cleaned all that stuff out, because I think a lot of them are maybe like 4 feet deep, something of that nature. Sorry if the camera's down the ground, but I'm just trying to concentrate on getting up through here without slipping and falling, because it's a little, you know, winter isn't the best time to do this type of stuff. I'm gonna turn this off for a second. Alright, so that took a little bit of doing, but there you can see sort of the stone wall that goes along there. And then as we get up here a little further, you actually have the circular pits here. They're circled by brick, but these things are probably, some of them are maybe 3-4 feet deep. These were probably 6 feet deep. And then they, like I said, they throw the limestone in there and go from there. I think one thing we're going to do is we're going to go around by the trail, because I don't really want to go down that way. It was not easy to get up. But it's pretty neat that, you know, this is something that's probably, you know, late 1700s. I mean, so this is something that's 200 some years old. And it was cool they came up here and cleared them out, because you know, otherwise this type of stuff would be lost to history and the significance, because, you know, some of the first businesses, a lot of times it was like farms, and you'd have mills. Those things were essential for the survival of people, to make their wheat and all that. But so I see 5 here. I thought I remember reading that there's possibly a 6th one, but I honestly am not sure. See, this one's a little deeper, but I think a lot of them, this is probably close to the depth that they would have been. That's probably 5 feet, maybe 6 feet. But these things were really essential because they helped them to utilize the local resources. So we're going to try to get down there, but we're going to do it around by this part. At least I'm hoping we can. Definitely a path down there. I think that's a long way. Lots of briars, which I do not enjoy. And it is the pond out there, the Quarry Pond. Because there must have been potentially, I guess, a quarry here as well. But I think the quarry that they're, probably the kilns here were used, maybe if there was a quarry here, it's probably used directly from there. But there's a quarry, the one that Andrew Miller had, like I said earlier, is called Millerstown to begin with, and then they wound up calling it Annville, which there's several schools of thought there that it was named after his wife. Her name was Anne, and then you also had Adam Ulrich's, I'm not sure if it was Prasanna or something like that, but it was something that Anne would have been part. That's a pretty cool stone. So they said that's why it was called Annville. But it may have been too because Queen Anne at that time was very good to the German Huguenots, and these were people that were German Huguenots. Now, some of the German Huguenots, as we'll talk about eventually when we do the Conrad Weiser video, and we have talked about it, I think, before, but also Cliff's people, the Zellers that came over, they were German Austrian Huguenots. I think it's called the Shalani Valley in New York, which is sort of in central North New York, above the Finger Lakes region. Those people sort of got hoodwinked, which is something that unfortunately happened quite a bit with immigrants, and they basically were nothing more than indentured servants, which they eventually escaped that and then followed the Susquehanna down here in central Pennsylvania. But these people here, like Andrew Miller and other Huguenots that came in through here, they came in through Philadelphia, and if you came in through Philadelphia, you actually stood a much better chance of having a better life. It was just one of those things that happened. But I'm going to pause this just quick because I would like to get a picture, because this is cool. So we're back. We're going to go down this path down by the pond, which is what I wanted to do on the first one, but I was up there. And unless you're a mountain climber, that's not going to work out for you. That's a cool rock. It almost looks like a fort, like a corner of a formation. It's a natural rock formation, but that's pretty cool, actually. Almost looks like right there's a little bit of a slag pile, because they would have had like coal and that type of stuff, or charcoal to use to burn the limestone, I would assume. But yeah, it's pretty neat. I always like the different rock formations. At some point, like I said before, I want to take you guys to Boxcar Rocks. That's probably not going to be till summer, because I don't think physically, until my back, we figure something out with that. Like going up that little bit there was really rough. I wasn't in any danger, but like my back just pinches. And I was hoping that there was a trail here. Maybe I had to go around the outside of the pond. But that was right now I'm not capable of doing stuff like, because my biggest concern is that I'll lose balance with doing that, and I'll wind up putting myself in a position which isn't very smart. So I'm gonna take some more pictures here as well, and we'll be back in another second. So once again, this is the, I guess they call the Quarry Pond. Sort of odd because they have paths here, but they're not all necessarily real well marked. I think this would probably be a pretty cool place, like do bird watching. Cliff was out at Middle Creek Wildlife Management, the refuge out there. He actually ran into my friends Josh and Sharon and their kids while he was out there, because the snow geese are coming back again, and Middle Creek is renowned for when the snow geese like to stop, and it's really beautiful, because you get like thousands and thousands upon thousands of them. So he always goes in the fall when they're migrating south, and then he goes there in the spring as well. But I'm going to sit down here for a second, just give my back a little bit of a break and can enjoy the breeze. Oh, getting old. But just a really just a beautiful place. I can definitely see as we get into spring that this would be, because there's a lot of trails here. I forget what they said, how many acres it is out here. It's 30, 34 or something like that, but it's a decent size. And they have trails all along Quittie Creek, and land was donated, I believe, and then, like as I've said a number of times, Friends of Old Annville maintains it. And, Lebanon Valley College students come out, and faculty, to take care of it. And they need to put something down on the trails, make them more manageable. Put up the benches here. They just put new wood in here not that long ago, so people can enjoy just sitting here and enjoy nature, enjoy the pond. A little marshy and all that. And cool, definitely. They're like the rock formations along here. You see it's like a rock wall along here. It's all natural, but pretty neat. But it's just very peaceful out here. But Josh and Sharon, like Sharon's dad, Todd, he was my science teacher when I was in school, and awesome guy, knows his stuff, is like brilliant, and really great nature photographer, and he'll put up his photography with going a lot of times to Middle Creek, and he'll go different places, but he really knows his stuff, and it's cool seeing that, and he makes it very enjoyable. His captions that he puts on are really cool. But anywho, so we're gonna creakily and painfully get up, and then go from there. But very nice, and we are on the trail that I want to be on, which is safe. No more climbing, no more dying, no more sadness, no more grief. You just see like how the rocks there. It's just so neat. I just love stuff like that. It's just the geology is just fantastic. So I will say thank you to Friends of Old Annville, for you guys, Lebanon Valley College, and all the people that take part in keeping this park looking great and accessible. And it's just a great place to get out in nature, right in basically Annville. Thank you. I mean, people that do this, very cool. It's not an easy thing to do, but you know, people are willing to give up their time and take care of this for us. So very neat. And we get to the end of, it's even cool, like you can see like the white, which I noticed that, but you can see it on the side of the trail. That's lime. So they must have been dumping stuff behind here, like the lime, and that was unusable, and then whatever the slag was that they used to burn the limestone. They call them a lot of times slag piles, but pretty neat. So we're about to go out and see the glory that is Chuck and the porta pot, which has also been here from the 1770s. Very classic, neoclassical, you would say. But so with that, I will say thank you as always for coming along on these adventures, and hoping that I'll be able to get some more filming done today. I might stop at one of the other railroad stations. I'd like to do a hometown heroine video today to continue that series. You go through, like with fibromyalgia, you have, at least how mine operates, is I'll have, you know, a week or two that are just rough. And you know, not like, I don't really suffer with a ton of pain. It's just being sick, and just it's hard for me to get up and do things, because you're so physically exhausted. It's just part of the game, and I haven't really struggled with this, because when I went through the surgery, the fibromyalgia thankfully sort of went on hiatus, on vacation. Now it's starting to come back again, so maybe my body's starting to normalize. I don't know. Not sure if I like that normalization, but we'll see what happens. But anyways, I want to try to get a few things out. So it is going to be sort of spotty right now with my videos going in and out, just simply because I'm not at a stage where winter is rough for me. It's sort of like with arthritis. It's just weird, but it's a beautiful day today. It's going to be very, very windy. I guess rain's coming in around 5 or 6 o'clock. We're around 10 o'clock right now, and then like some pretty nasty wind, like 20-25 mile-an-hour winds are coming in. It's still going to be warm, and then I think that brings in a cold front again next couple days. Monday and Tuesday are going to be really nice again. I got to do a drive-through in Hershey, because for the historic marker for Hershey, I actually want to drive through and show you some of the sites that are important in Hershey. Sort of a country roads take me home / home, the Pennsylvania historic marker combined, because it is such a cool town. But anywho, so we are gonna head on out. I'm going to go see my mom, and we'll go from there. So thanks once again, everybody, and we will see you all about town.